49ers Cutback.
It's 49ers Cutback Podcast time, where conversation is always wanted. And we're going to have a big conversation today. We're going to be talking about the 49ers offensive player that is most important to the success of the team. Horst, who is your offensive player and how are they the most important?
It's 40. Wait, that's not my line. Okay, so the most important player on this 49ers team is George Kittle. And I will go with George Kittle because he's such a big part of both facets of offense. He's an amazing blocker for a tight end in the running game, and he's still their most dependable receiver on offense. That's why I think it's George Kittle. It's pretty rare to have your tight end be your best player on offense or most important player on offense, but I think in this case, George Kittle's that special of a football player that he's that important to him. And if you even just look the last two games this year when he came back, he had no need to come back. He could have sat those two games out and no one would have blinked at him, but he wanted to come back and be out there with his team. And if you saw the difference in how fired up their team was to have George Kittle back out there playing, and the difference in their play on the field with him out there was huge.
I agree with you there. Absolutely agree. Nothing you said there was off base. And just so right now you're not running to the comment section and being like, how could you not say a quarterback? The reason why is because we all agreed beforehand, no quarterbacks for this discussion. This is everyone on offense except for the quarterback position. And because of that, Horst, it makes it really hard for me to not want to choose George Kittle. But we haven't discussed this before the show. You said George Kittle just now, and I'm in 100% agree with you, but I'm going to throw a swerve curveball here. And I'm going to go with someone that probably doesn't get as much love as he should, Kyle Juszczyk. And the reason why Kyle Juszczyk is so important and valuable to this team is the blocking in the run game, number one. Like Mr. Horst just said, blocking in the run game that George Kittle provides, Kyle Juszczyk provides that same level of blocking in the run game. And when George Kittle was out, the run game doesn't necessarily drop off as much, and part of that is because of Kyle Juszczyk. Kyle Juszczyk's success as a blocker and his ability to spring guys is crucial and valuable. But when you have guys out at the wide receiver position, and you got Deebo not playing and Nyuk playing, Kyle Juszczyk is a guy that you can add into the pass game as well. That adds a whole other dynamic to the game. When he's in the game, you can't just treat him as a blocking fullback. You have to account for him as a route runner. You have to account for him as a receiver, and it makes it that much more difficult to know when you have different personnel packages on the field what the 49ers are trying to accomplish on offense. There's plenty of times where Shanahan schemes something up 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. They run 9 or 10 different versions of the same play in which Juszczyk is a blocker, and then leak him out for one big play down the sideline that gets the momentum going just at the right time. He is an absolute scheme nightmare if you're a defensive coordinator, because when he's in the game, you don't really know what he's going to do. He can do any one of 1,000 different things. Kyle Juszczyk, extremely important to this 49ers offense.
I think there could be an argument to be made that Juice is actually underutilized with the 49ers. But when you saw the way that Bill Walsh and Mike Holmgren used their fullbacks in the pass game, Tom Rathman had so many big seasons all those years ago, and it was because they used them efficiently in not just the run, but also in the pass game. So Kyle Juszczyk definitely should be getting some props for that. Of course, I agree with what you said on George Kittle, but I'm going to differ from both of you, and I'm going to say it's Deebo Samuel. And the reason that it's Deebo Samuel is you could tell the difference in 2020 that the 49ers offense just was at a whole nother level when he was on the field. The way they were able to execute, he made easy passes for the quarterback. He also was able to open things up because everyone had to pay attention to what he was doing. They have to stay home, be ready for reverses. They can't collapse and go with the outside zone. They can't run down the line. So the 49ers definitely need Deebo Samuel on the field. That's why he's the most important. Nobody can hurt you with all the different ways that Deebo Samuel can hurt you on that offense. He is the ultimate Swiss Army knife, and he is what Kyle Shanahan needs for this positionless player scheme that he goes for. He is the prototype for it. They need more guys like that, and I think if Jalen Hurd can stay healthy, he's another guy as well. But Deebo Samuel is a pillar of this offense and probably the number one guy in my opinion. But I think all three of us spoke about a pillar of the offense and the reason that Kyle Shanahan's offenses are successful. We all agree that these pillars would be used in a whole nother level and we would build the foundation for a championship if we had a successful quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo could be that guy. We're not sure. We're going to see what happens. But these guys are offensive, just big-time weapons the 49ers have to use. I think the interesting thing was so far we did not mention Brandon Nyuk, but there's a lot of people calling that Brandon Nyuk is actually better than Deebo Samuel. I don't go that far, and this is the reason, because I think Deebo Samuel just does too many things that Brandon Nyuk doesn't do. I'm not saying that Brandon Nyuk won't eclipse him eventually, but right now Deebo Samuel is a just pure football weapon.
Ayuk's a pillar. He's just that smaller pillar at the front of the house. He's getting there. Give him some time, folks. He's got some time. He's got plenty of room to grow.
Oh, trust me, there are Niner fans that are ready for him to, get into the stratospheres.
All right.
Well, the other guy I think we left out that could be mentioned easily is Trent Williams.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's always nice to have a stone wall over there at left tackle, and your quarterback can be comfortable knowing that no one's coming off his blind side to hit him. So, there's another guy, if you have a big-time left tackle like that, which hopefully the 49ers still do, it's huge. It's a huge part in your offense having a big-time lineman like that.
I think you're right.
Absolutely. The 49ers got pillars everywhere that are extremely important to their success and their continued success. And you know what? We have a pillar too. It's you at home. You, right now, viewer, subscribe to the channel. When you subscribe, you help create the foundation for which the podcast has massive amounts of success. You have no idea how important it is that you subscribe to this channel, like the video, hit the notification bell, and most importantly, comment down below and let us know what you think. Who is the most important? Who's the most valuable 49er on the offensive side of the football? We want to hear from you.
That's not a quarterback, by the way.
Well, it can't be a quarterback.
No. Cheap pop. Mick Foley over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I do my best.
I think there are interesting questions with the 49ers, and I think we need to get farther into this about just how the team looks and how it operates. I'd really like to break down sometime exactly what Kyle looks at when he's evaluating players and how he's adding these players to his team. He doesn't draft players like every other team. Definitely more unique talent.
Exactly.
I'm sure there'll be some of that stuff coming out as we get closer to the draft.
What? Why would that come out?
Yeah, we got some shocking picks in our top fives. If you haven't watched that, check it out.
Until next time, stay safe.
And remember, the right way
is always the 49ers way.
Yay, you got it right.
Proud of you.